Good evening, everyone. This is a beautiful evening, a day which we have been waiting for the last many weeks and days. Yes, a warm welcome to the grand finale of Arise and Awake 2020, a quiz competition which is being organized by Indian Overseas Congress Oman chapter on the theme of our father of the nation, Mahatma Gandhi's life and his message. It's the culmination of a month-long preparation and planning by various teams connected with Indian Overseas Congress, and the preliminary rounds of this quiz competition was fought hard by more than 100 participants, and today we have those 5 participants who emerged as the finalists, and we are ready to witness the grand finale. I would like to welcome all of you to this wonderful event, and let's have a silent prayer before we kickstart the grand finale of this competition.
Thank you, Mr. Manoj Manuel, Honorable Chief Guest, speakers, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of the organizers of IOC Oman, I would like to extend my warm welcome to all the guests. I can say confidently that there is not an area of nation building where some overseas Indian somewhere does not have expertise in. These are the words of Dr. Sam Pitroda, Global Chairman IOC, our Honorable Chief Guest this evening. It is a great honor for me to introduce and welcome our Honorable Chief Guest, Dr. Sam Pitroda, who portrays India's journey to modern IT revolution. Dr. Pitroda is the father of telecom revolution in India, who developed world-class infrastructure in telecommunication and introduced Make in India concept in early 80s. Your presence has made us understand how one man can bring about a transformation in the country. I was inspired by your book, Dreaming Big, My Journey to Connect India, an autobiography by you, which is a story of turning big dreams into big realities, a must-read for everyone. We welcome you, Dr. Sam, for taking out precious time from your busy schedule for this evening. We welcome our renowned guest, Mr. Himanshu Vyas, our Congress leader from Gujarat. He is an AICC secretary and is in charge of overseas, who is our keynote speaker this evening. Also, we welcome Dr. Aarti Krishna, Secretary IOC Middle East, and Mr. Mansoor Pallur, convener IOC Middle East. Today we are privileged to have you all as our distinguished guests. On behalf of IOC Oman and all the attendees, I welcome you all to this grand finale quiz on Mahatma Gandhi, Awake and Arise 2020.
A warmly welcome to all present here, and thank you for taking your time and being present here. I would like to thank IOC Oman team for giving our youth our opportunity to know our father of the nation. Today's generation can make a difference. They can replace all the negativity with positivity. They can replace all the hate with love. Lastly, I would like to wish our participants best of luck, and thank you and welcome again.
Dr. J. Ratnakumar, President IOC Oman, needs no formal introduction in Oman. He has more than 30 years of service and a vast experience in insurance, healthcare, safety sectors. Currently, he is the CEO of ISC, an insurance risk consultancy intermediary in Oman, and he is the chairman of Privity Insurance Brokers in India. Also, he is the chairman of the Technical Committee of Life and Medical Insurance of Oman Insurance Association, registered under Government of Oman. He is the founder chairman of Bhavalaya Art and Culture Foundation, a non-profit global platform for promotion of arts and culture. He is the global coordinator of World Malayali Federation, present in 160 countries. He is also Goodwill Ambassador for Global Rainbow Foundation, headquartered in Mauritius, for Disabled for Oman. He has won many awards for his all-round performance in the insurance sector. His greatest contribution to the insurance sector is designing policies for the weaker sections of the society, like Kara Raksha Insurance Scheme, Compass Scheme for housemates, and other agricultural and health insurance schemes, etc. We cherish your leadership as President of IOC Oman, always a congressman, and he strongly believes in the great organization which is instrumental for the unity and integrity of our nation. Over to you, Dr. Ratna Kumar, for your presidential address.
Beloved, respected Dr. Sam Pitroda, Global Chairman of Indian Overseas Congress, Mr. Himanshu Vyas, AICC Secretary and in charge of IOC, Dr. Arathi Krishna, Middle East Secretary of IOC, Mr. Mansoor Pallur, Middle East Convener of IOC, Mr. Mohammed Manzoor, President of IOC Kingdom of Bahrain, Mr. Sajid Nair, the Quiz Master, Mr. Enno Umman, Chairman of International Gandhian Thoughts Oman Chapter, Mr. Shakil Hassan, Resident Manager of Gulf Madhyamam Daily, all the participants, contestants of the Grand Finale quiz, distinguished guests, media personalities, members and family of IOC Fraternity Oman, a warm welcome to all of you and greetings. Today we are going to have the grand finale of the quiz program conducted by IOC Oman, Awake and Arise 2020. Awake and Arise 2020 is based on the life and teachings of our father of nation, the great Mahatma Gandhi. Mahatma Gandhi stood for great values like non-violence, integrity, truth, and selfless service. Gandhiji's vision and teachings are relevant not only yesterday but also today and forever. His teachings are very much relevant in today's political scenario in our nation. The main challenge we face today is hatred and intolerance leading to violence. And it is here that Gandhiji's teachings are very, very relevant. We are blessed with the presence of our global chairman, the great visionary Dr. Sam Pitroda, who doesn't need any introduction. However, our anchors have briefed his profile. People of India shall always acknowledge his great contributions to the nation. We shall build our nation, our organization as per his brilliant leadership and guidance. Mr. Himanshu Vyas, Senior Congress Leader and AICC Secretary and in charge of IOC, with his rich experience and expertise, shall mold us in the right direction and orientation. And definitely his guidance will be helping us in our future activities very much. Dr. Arati Krishna is not virtually present here because of health reasons. However, her vibrant leadership will definitely evolve Middle East region as one of the best regions of IOC globally. Mr. Mansoor Pallur, the Middle East convener, has been always supportive, and his timely assistance and guidance have helped IOC Oman in various ways. I take this opportunity to acknowledge the excellent support IOC Oman Executive in organizing this program in a grand manner. In the days ahead, IOC Oman will definitely prosper by organizing various people-friendly programs and adding value to their lives. We shall prosper by respecting the laws of the country as well as by enforcing strict discipline in the organization. Thank you very much. Jai Hind.
Thank you. Thank you so much, sir. Thanks a lot for the address. Now the time has come, to the moment which we have been waiting for. I don't need to introduce him. You all know him. Dr. Sam Pitroda. He is a technocrat, advisor to the former Prime Minister of India and chairperson of Indian Overseas Congress, and widely known as the father of India's IT revolution. He is also the founding commissioner of the UN Broadband Commission. He headed India's National Knowledge Commission and served as the chairman of the Smart Grid Task Force and headed various other national committees to deliver e-governance. He is also the founding chairman of the 5 non-profit organizations. He holds 20 honorary PhDs and more than 100 worldwide patents. And he has published 5 books and numerous articles. Sir, we are extremely proud and happy to have you among us during this wonderful event. So we are eagerly waiting to listen to your words. Welcome to you, sir.
Thank you, Manoj.
Thanks a lot, sir.
Dear fellow members of the Indian Overseas Congress in Oman, dignitaries, distinguished friends from many parts of the world here, Dr. Ratnakumar, Manoj Manuel, Jesse Matthew, Mr. Himanshu Vyas, Mohammad Palar, Mohammad Mansoor, and the list goes on and on. If I use all the names, it'll take a lot of time. So I'm going to say once again to welcome everyone and greetings from Chicago. I thank the organizers for organizing this event and also for giving me the opportunity to speak to you. First, my compliments to all the people who participated in the competition. This is a great way to motivate young people to learn about India, Indian history, heritage, and leaders. Your competition, Awake and Rise 2020, is very timely. So my compliments to all of those who thought about it, who participated in it, and in advance, my congratulations to all the winners. India is going through a very difficult period, especially during Corona crisis and because of economic crisis that India is facing. World today is at crossroads. Corona crisis has brought everything to pause. And this has been a good time to reflect and review on where we are, what we have done, and what should be our way forward. Everyone is anxious to get back to normal, but I don't think it would be possible to go back to so-called old normal. World is going to be setting a new normal, and I believe this new normal will have a lot to do with Gandhian thought. I believe Gandhi is more relevant today than ever before in the history of mankind. And Corona crisis has put this in right perspective. So when I think of Gandhi, I think of the idea of India rooted in democracy, freedom, dignity of mankind, diversity, inclusion, justice, non-violence. A lot of these things have been lost in the recent past. Today, people in India are afraid to say what needs to be said. Media is controlled. Justice is manipulated. And institutions are basically hijacked. This is partly true in America. This is partly true in Turkey and many other parts of the world because of rising forces from populist movement. This is the time to think of Gandhi. This is the time to think of the idea of India that our freedom fighters fought for. And I'm delighted that you all have chosen this topic for the young to debate, discuss, write, and articulate. Oman has had a very long tie with India. You are so close to India that you are within almost a walking distance compared to where we are in the US. So you are constantly connected with our roots. I compliment you all for coming to Oman, making your life there, and still remain in touch with your friends, relatives, values, culture. And I'm so happy that you have decided to participate with us at the Indian Overseas Congress. Indian Overseas Congress is an idea. Is an idea rooted in Congress values, Gandhian values, that we all bring with us and keep intact and fight for it. We have a very large community of Indians all over the world. We have the largest in Middle East, and you all represent a huge force in India's development. People from South India, Kerala, and others are constantly in touch with India almost on a weekly basis. You bring a lot, not just in terms of remittances, but you bring talent, technology, business, trade, and you exchange ideas. In the US, we have 4 million people of Indian origin. But some of those are disconnected because of the distance, especially the next generation. But in your case, your next generation is equally connected. And I'm happy to learn that you are taking extra time and trouble to keep them engaged with India. COVID-19 has come at a time when connectivity, especially hyperconnectivity, is playing an important role. The fact that you and I can talk on Zoom at no cost and connect to people from all over the world is an example of the way hyperconnectivity has demonetized communication. Communication has become the key to developments in the future. Communication to me brings about openness, accessibility, connectivity, networking, and essentially democratization, decentralization, and demonetization. Again, these are all Gandhian ideas. Gandhi talked about decentralization all the time. Gandhi talked about bottom-up development, taking development to districts and villages. And today, in a hyper-connected world, Gandhian ideas make more sense than ever before. Indian Overseas Congress is working very hard under the leadership of Himanshu Vyas and many of you in different countries to really promote this idea of India, to make sure that democracy remain intact, to make sure that we have freedom to voice our opinion, to make sure that everyone is treated equally and we don't divide our community. We are all part of that land for hundreds and hundreds of years, and there is no need for me to distinguish based on your religion, your language, your caste, your color, your food you eat, or the songs you sing. And that is the crux of the Gandhian thought. Treating everybody equally with dignity. And when I see things happening today at times in India, I worry about India a lot. And many of you are in the same boat. So as part of the Indian Overseas Congress, our job is to promote these values, convince people what is right and what is wrong, because many people are misguided. They get all excited with temporary gains, with wrong notion of what is right, what is wrong. When they see country being divided, they want to join hands. And I think our job is to communicate these ideas to people. I'm glad that in Oman you have an executive committee, dedicated leaders, and you are all working together to take Indian Overseas Congress forward. You have great support from similar leaders in the neighborhood, whether it is Bahrain, where Mohammad Mansoor is there, or Dubai, where Anurag is there helping, or Mansoor Pilar, or many others. I hope you all interact well, collaborate with each other, and build a very strong base in Middle East. Middle East base of Indian Overseas Congress can influence India in a very special way. I don't think any other Indian Overseas Congress organization can do what you all can do because of your proximity. So today, you have taken a big step forward in organizing this event, in bringing all of us together, in motivating young people, and in focusing on Gandhian ideas. So I want to compliment you. I want to thank you for giving me the opportunity. I know you have many more people to listen to, so I don't want to take too much of your time. But I want you to live with this thought that it's a long journey. It's a tough battle that we have to fight, not only in India, but globally. Democracy is always work in process. Freedom is always work in process. Freedom and democracy is not assured. So whenever it is challenged, we all have to rise, collectively speak up, because the future really belongs to empowering people. If people are not empowered, they cannot decide on their destiny. Our founding fathers fought for independence only to make sure that we are all empowered, and not to make sure that we all get controlled by somebody, that we all lose our freedom to express. And that is what we have to fight for. So once again, thank you very much. Wish you all the best. Wish all the young participants a great future. And thank you for organizing.
Thank you, Doctor. It was great and inspiring speech by you, and your Gandhian ideas will definitely make sense during COVID time. I'm sure about it. And as you said, democracy is always work in process. So by this inspiring message, IOC Oman will gear up, and we will take up the challenge as young, congressmen and women. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir, for all the timing, all the good words you have given to us. Moving forward, we have Mr. Himanshu Vyas, our keynote speaker, a Congress leader from Gujarat. He has held many positions. He is the AICC General Secretary and Media in charge of Gujarat Pradesh, and is currently Secretary, All India National Congress Committee, and in charge of Indian Overseas Congress. Over to you, Mr. Himanshu Vyas, for the keynote address.
It's really great pleasure to be participant of this evening. From my side, it is almost 10:15 in the night, and I'm still waiting because at 7:30 we had Oman Chandi's program. I'm very thankful to Dr. Ratna Kumarji, who always followed up for this program, and you guys have really done well to introduce this quiz program. You are really sowing the seeds of love for India, values of India in the young generation, in kids who are growing up in Middle East, little away from India. I appreciate, JC, that when you introduced Dr. Sam Pitroda, you told that you have read his autobiography. And this is, we are very proud that we have a chairman like Dr. Sam Pitroda. Is a modern Gandhi. He has really connected billion people in this country. And it is also a revolution, I tell you. And it is also a freedom of communication and freedom of information. So I would request the organizers that whomsoever winning this contest, they must be given autobiography of Sam Pitroda. And whenever they have a chance, they can get his autograph also. I appreciate Mansoor Bhai, who always keep Indian Overseas Congress busy everywhere. So it is an opportunity for our kids to learn about Gandhiji. But I am very proud that today is also birthday of Honorable Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel, who was considered the Iron Man of this country. There were 522 princely states in this country when we got freedom. To unite them was also a challenge at that time. But Sardar Patel did it. And today, India is united because of him. He was also a great disciple of Mahatma Gandhi because he worked in the freedom movement under Mahatma Gandhi. So in future, if you do something, you must remember Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel also, because our country's secular base started with this Nehruji, Gandhiji, and Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel. And today, one more leader. She was a great leader, world famous leader, who also sacrificed her life for the unity of this nation, Mrs. Indira Gandhi. So you have selected really a great day to organize this final competition of on Mahatma Gandhi. I don't want to give a bigger speech because we want to hear the young kids. Mansoor Palurji, you are always very active in Middle East. Our Aarti ji, she is not present at this time, but she is always present in Middle East, whether she is physically there or not. During COVID, I think she has done excellent job, and we must appreciate her. Thank you very much again. And Jesse, don't forget to organize Sam Pitroda's autobiography for these kids. Thank you very much.
Definitely, sir. Thank you so much. Over to Mr. Manoj.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Mr. Himanshu Vyas, sir. So it was an overwhelming kind of advice. Definitely, we are going to give, we are going to give the autobiography of Sam Pitroda to all the winners and all the participants. Thank you so much, sir, for your advice. And then, we are really happy to, have you with us today. Now we have Dr. Aruthi Krishna, who is the current Secretary of Indian Overseas Congress. She is also the NRI Cell President of the Karnataka Pradesh Congress. But unfortunately, she couldn't make it to the event because she is sick with cold and cough. So however, she has sent us her message, which I would like my friend, Jesse Matthew, to read to all of us. Jesse, please.
Thank you, Manoj. Ma'am, we are going to virtually miss you. I wish to convey my best wishes to IOC Oman's Awake and Arise online program. To make people aware of India, they should be aware of Indian cultural heritage and its leaders. In that context, I congratulate IOC Oman Committee for organizing quiz program on Mahatma Gandhi and his life. Today, we Indians are paying tributes to our two great leaders, Iron Lady of India, Srimati Indira Gandhi, and Iron Man of India, Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel. While both of these great leaders are part of the history, they will be far from forgotten. The legacy of these leaders is found in the people they inspired to exceed the norm, to instill excitement in innovation, and to discover leaders that heretofore have been obscured from vision. Their legacy is in the leaders they inspired and mentored. 38 years ago, assassins' bullets silenced the voice of Indraji, which always inspired Indians to proud of everything Indian. In her death, she left a message to the people of our country and to the whole world. The values one represents can never be killed by anyone. While remembering Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel on his 145th birth anniversary, I pay my profound tributes.
Still excitement in innovation and to discover leaders that heretofore had been obscured from vision. Their legacy in the leaders they inspired and mentored. 36 years ago, assassins' bullets silenced the voice of Indiraji, which always inspired Indians to be proud of everything Indian. In her death, she left a message to the people of our country and to the whole world. The values one represents can never be killed by anyone. While remembering Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel on his 145th birth anniversary, I pay my profound tributes to our great leader for his determination, dedication, diplomacy, and iron will that united India. Once again, I congratulate IOC Oman President Dr. J. Ratnagopal and his team for organizing today's online meeting and quiz competition. Thank you all. So this was the message by Dr. Arati Krishna. I would like to really thank her for making it, at least, though she was sick, she could send us this message, and we wish her all good health.
Thank you, Mr. Manoj.
Next, moving on. Yeah, Jesse, you're back. Okay, Jesse.
Thank you, Mr. Manoj. Sorry for the technical hitch.
Okay, no.
Thank you for helping me out with that. I invite Mr. Mansoor Paloor, IOC Middle East convener, a columnist, author, and whose documentary on Gandhian values, Mahatma Gandhi Road, has won the Best Documentary Award in the New York International Film Festival very recently, and I welcome him to address the occasion. Mr. Mansoor Paloor.
Thank you. Honorable IOC Global Chairman, Dr. Sam Pitroda, respected AICC Secretary, Himanshu Vyasji, my dear IOC Oman President, Dr. J. Ratnagopal, other respected leaders, friends, participants of today's quiz program. Greetings from Saudi Arabia. First of all, my best wishes to IOC Oman team for organizing this online event. We always remember our leaders, Mahatma Ji, Indira Ji, and other towering personalities in our journey of life. World leaders, scientists, philosophers, and even entrepreneurs have drawn inspiration from Gandhiji's, whose spiritual significance was just as profound as his role in liberating India. On this occasion, I am also paying my tributes to Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel, senior leader of Indian National Congress and a prominent figure in the Indian freedom struggle, who later became India's first Deputy Prime Minister and first Home Minister. On 36th death anniversary of former Prime Minister Indira Ji, I am paying my tributes to her eternal soul. These leaders are truly inspirational and well respected because of their natural flair to innovate, empower, and influence others to act meaningful way and ultimately change the world. Let us take inspiration from these leaders, and with these words, I conclude my words. Thank you all. Thank you for listening me. Jai Hind.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much, sir. Mr. Mansoor Paloor. So we are really happy to listen to you, and definitely we are going to strike, the positive thoughts from your speech, and then go move forward in our work together.
Mr. Shakil Hassan, Resident Manager, Gulf Madhyavam Daily.
Respected Dr. Sam Petruda, Dr. Ratnakumarji, and all my dear friends, good evening to you. It's a great pleasure and honor, I would say, for giving me an opportunity to be part of this great function. As Dr. Sam Petruda and as Dr. Ratnakumarji mentioned, Mahatmaji's life and the message is more relevant to the whole world today, because the world is torn apart by violence and sectarianism and racism. And this is where Gandhian values come into picture. And it has been relevant always, and it will be so. I would like to congratulate the IOC team for organizing such a grand function for Arise and Awake, this quiz function, the quiz program for students to give fresh light to the teachings of Mahatma Gandhi. So I would like to congratulate and felicitating you on this occasion. And also, as the speakers before mentioned, our ex-Prime Minister and great leader, Iron Lady Indira, she lost her life. She sacrificed her life for the nation. And I still remember when I was a student, I used to still remember the last words that she said on the 30th of October at a public program rally in Orissa, where she said, even if I have to die for the service of the nation, I would be proud to do so. And every drop of my blood will invigorate, will take this nation forward to its progress and prosperity. So with these words, I would like to conclude. Let me once again congratulate the IOC team, and I wish all the best for our young children who are here to participate in the quiz function, and also felicitate the entire global IOC team for organizing such a grand event. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much, sir. Mr. Shakil Hassan, the Resident Manager of Gulf Madhyamam, for your very encouraging words. Now, before we begin the grand finale, I would like to invite Mr. Enno Oman, the chairman of International Gandhian Thoughts, the Oman chapter, to speak to us. I think, he is the right person to speak on this day of, quiz. Welcome, Mr. Enno Oman, please. Enno Oman, I think he was here before.
Hello.
Yeah, yes.
Hello. Can you hear?
Okay.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay. Very good evening, to everybody. And this was a good day because you are selected this day for the grand finale of the Mahatma Gandhi's quiz, Awake and Arise. That two words, it was a very big meaning, but I cannot explain in a short verse. But I congratulate the IOC team, especially Dr. Ratnakumar, for organizing this kind of a quiz regarding the Mahatma Gandhi, or father of nation. And he selected today, the Martyrs' Day of Indira, for distributing and announcing the winners of the quiz and giving the awards to the winners. Anyway, good evening once again, and Himanshu AIC Secretary and Sam Petruda. I am very thankful to both because they are attending this meeting from far away at this time. Everybody knows India means a country like all the customs. As Mr. Himanshu said, 522 princely states together. So we have different culture, so different views, different vision, and different types of thoughts. But Gandhian thoughts is only one in the all over the world. there is two ism is spreading all over the world. It was born from India. One is Buddhism and the second one is Gandhism. Now Buddhism is away from India. Only few people are believing in Buddhism. And the Buddhism is away from India and spreading all over the world. But Gandhism is still there because we, the Congress people, believe and trust Gandhiji as our father of nature. And Gandhiji is the only man who is united all the different people from various parts of our country, and he fought a lot. And anyway, Gandhiji and Gandhism is a common religion throughout the world. So, as the chairman of International Gandhian Thoughts, most of the people already spoke about Gandhiji and the Gandhism and the needy and the necessity of the Gandhism. So I congratulate once again Dr. Ratna Kumar and this team for selecting the same day for this award function. And I hope in the whole world, most of the Indian Overseas Congress leaders will be united. Jai Hind.
Thank you, Mr. Eno Oman. And finally, the long...
Jesse, just a minute. I would like to just mention two names here. Okay. One is Anura Mathai, who is the global coordinator. And there is also Mr. Rajiv, the global social media in charge. I would like to just mention them and welcome them to our event. Thank you so much. Jesse, please continue.